Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyard channel. My name is Charisma and today we're meeting in the garden and we're going to get a quick project done. I have a bunch of small little quick projects to get done today, so you'll probably see me wearing this outfit in a few different videos because I really prefer to give you quick, easy, digestible videos rather than a very long, random video. So I like to break it up so that we're only doing one or two things in each video, and that way it's searchable and you're not spending your whole day watching my video, and you could just be inspired to get out and do your own thing in the garden. So right now we're going to plant our last blueberry that I had a trio of blueberries we planted two in a video about a month ago, and I needed to kind of rework the area that the third one was going into, and it's getting reworked today. I've got plenty of soil there. That's what I was kind of waiting for, is more soil. So we are going to plant a blueberry, and then I'm going to walk around and gather all of the snapdragons all over the garden and cut them back and bring them over and plant them, because snapdragons are actually perennials in my garden, and I want to do something different where those snapdragons are growing now for next year, but I don't really want to lose the snapdragons. So we're just going to move them to a place they could live and be enjoyed next year. So this is the space that we're going to be working in today. We've recently been in this medicine garden and kind of transplanted some things and moved things around. And then we had this top tier that had sunk quite a bit when we built this terrace. It was a big slope. We built this terrace and we put, well, most of it had some escallonia branches in it. And then we did straw and compost and topsoil and garden bed soil. But this bed, we kind of didn't plant up. And so it had the least amount of soil in it. And now it's time to utilize it in a better way than we have in the past. So I needed to fill it with soil so that the soil would come up to the top of these boards that create the terrace and have enough soil for this blueberry to go in. When I pull out the blueberry, I will separate this columbine, plant the columbine in another part of the garden. I do not want it here. Then we've got this container over here that's just got a bunch of random things in it. It has verbena and creeping jenny and sedum and calla lily. And I'm just gonna cut back the verbena, move the container right up here, and leave it alone because that's not part of what I want to work on today. I had some old wine bottles that I had used to kind of stop this slope from falling. And now that the eucalyptus is established, it's quite large, her roots are kind of holding this hillside as well as this smoke bush that I planted. So I'm not getting as much sloughing anymore, so I don't know that that's going to be as necessary to create a barrier. And if it is, we might just do something like this up there next spring. But I do want to reset this paver that's all wonky, get rid of this bird seed that's sprouted up, and then like I said, move that, plant this, and then we'll plant snapdragons on each side of it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to get these bottles all up. You can see there's still some in the ground here. They're just stuck in like that. So I'm going to pull these up, put them in a box. We'll do something else with them in the future. I think it's kind of a fun, element to add into the garden sometimes. Just a little bit of whimsy. But for today, I just want to get everything all nice and clean. And what I'm going to be using today is I will plant the blueberry with some biotone starter fertilizer for her roots. I've just got a shovel and a trowel, some gloves, pruners if I need them, and a nailing pad. This is a nailing pad from Garden Answer. It's been amazing. It's really good quality nailing pad. So they have those on their website. I highly recommend them. And then a box so that we could put our bottles in there. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay.
Don't worry, huh?
If we can like roll it.
There we go. Where there's a will, there's a way, they say.
Well, I did plant this blueberry just a little bit high. After we plant the Snapdragons, we'll come in and mulch this whole hillside area. I reset this, but I just stepped on it and it feels like this is a little low, so we'll fix that in a moment. But at least won't break our ankles anymore. All right, now that the blueberry is planted, let's go gather some Snapdragons. And the first bit of Snapdragons is just around the corner here in this barrel. So from this point of view, the blueberry is right there, and we're gonna take these Snapdragons. So I planted these Snapdragons in this pot a couple of years ago, and they just keep coming back. You can see what they do. They've got this really woody stem, and then all these little plants will grow, just like this one did, into a full bloom stalk. And sometimes they grow really wonky, like this one that came out of the container, and it came all the way out here, and I cut it because it was all the way into the walkway. But you can see how woody they get, and then they just sprout up and bloom. So what I'm gonna do is, and I've never gotten them to like stay to go to seed. You can see what happens in our garden. The seed has just turned to mush because we get so much rain. So because they're a perennial and they come back year after year, all I'm gonna do today is cut all of these back to the woody stalk, to where I see a little bit of green, and move, and then dig out their roots and move them over. We have a white one with like a yellow throat, and then we have this fuchsia one that also kind of has a yellow throat. We've gotten so much color off of these this year, and I just made another flower arrangement with them last week. These are at the very end of their life cycle, so I'm not going to bother with trying to preserve them and put them in an arrangement, but that's what we're going to do with these. We're just going to cut them down, dig them up, and move on. Well, that already looks better. This poor vermillionaire took a while for it to get above the Snapdragons this year, so it's a little bit more spindly than the one across the way, which is all kind of stocky and robust. But I have every confidence that next year it will be amazing. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with these Snapdragons. They're here in Spencer's Corner garden. They've been planted in this little wooden box for a couple of years, and they just get really tall for this space. They flop over and they start looking messy, and it's just that time of year we're gonna start cleaning some of these things up. So we're gonna do the same thing, just cut them back to the new growth and dig them out, and then we'll move on to the next batch. Cut the tops off and get some visual here. We have some things in here helping to stake them up so they don't flop over. All right, now that container is empty, we can completely remove all the soil since it's been in there for a couple of years, fill it up with something fresh and new for next year, and do something different. We're still leaving these guys because they're still showing so much color even this late in the season. So just let it kind of fill in that space like that for now. Get these spent blooms out of there. There we go. That's fine. All right, now we're gonna head over to the moon garden and take out the Madam Butterfly white Snapdragons out of the raised beds. So in these raised beds, I've slowly been removing all the different types of plants that we're growing in here. We still have some viola that I may or may not leave for the winter, but I'm just not going to worry about it today. Right now, we just want to cut back these Snapdragons and transplant them. And I might just go ahead and leave them as is, and we'll cut them back another day because the plant's still looking pretty great. And we've got quite a bit of cool season left in front of us, so there's a chance that they'll continue to thrive. But I'm gonna try to leave as much soil here as I can because I don't really want there to be viola where I'm moving these. Same with this one over here. Now both of these beds do not have any more plants to be dealt with for the winter. The violas, if they grow over winter, it's fine. I might move them somewhere else. They won't stay there next spring, but we might find a place for them to get transplanted to. And I do need to get to that little box here soon, and then the rest of the moon garden I won't have to really touch for the rest of the year. There we have it. We ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Snapdragons and a blueberry in that space. It's all mulched and ready for winter now. Thought we'd take a look from down below. Looks really great with the blueberry, Snapdragons flanking it. Oh, I'm so happy to have that little space all buttoned up, and now all I need is a red container for that mint. That's a chocolate mint that I just want to have with all the other mints and containers up there. We'll probably put a paver underneath that one as well. I just need to pick one up. But yeah, so fantastic. So we've got the early girl blue blueberry here, and then on the other side we've got this one, I think is the blue crop, and then this one is something else which I forget what it is. The tag right here is Blue Ray. So this one defoliated first. This one still has fantastic fall color, and that one over there still has some fall color as well. Oh, it looks so good. I'm so excited. And so I ended up putting the Madam Butterfly one on each side of the blueberry, and then the other ones were just the white and fuchsia color. I just sort of mixed them up. I didn't pay close attention to which one was which. I just, you know, got them in there. So, yeah. That makes me really happy to get that blueberry in the ground. It, you know, I've been wanting to put all 3 of them in the ground for this whole season, but they had already started flowering when I decided where I wanted them to go. So I didn't want to lose any berries this year, so I had to wait until they were done doing their berry thing, and then I had time this fall to do it. So I'm really happy that they're in the ground. They're gonna be so much happier there. They'll get much bigger. They'll produce a lot better. And I love that I got to transplant those Snapdragons and just keep them in the garden somewhere, and I can do something different in the places that they were before. I want to grow some other colors next year, and then might end up incorporating another 1 or 2 colors up in that section as well. We'll just see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really glad that got done today, and thank you for hanging out with me while I did some transplanting. I hope you're having a fantastic fall, you're celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.